Okay, hey everybody, Jed with Jed Demlow Productions back with you. Part 2 on why you would use EQ on your reverb. If you haven't seen part 1, go back and make sure you check out the first version of this so you can find out, talking about just using a standard EQ and how that would be implemented on this job. Now this part right here, I want to talk about using a dynamic EQ. So I'm going to use the same room reverb that I used. Let's pull it over here so you can see it. In part 1, which is just a simple room reverb, which I have cranked up pretty loud so that you can actually hear what we're doing. So this is exaggerated, just so you know, but you'll be able to hear what's going on. So we got my guitars here, which I'm gonna solo those. And as you can hear, there's a lot of ringing room reverb going on there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is instead of just using a standard EQ, this time I'm going to use Isotopes Neutron 2 EQ, which has dynamic mode. And so for beginners, dynamic mode just simply means that you can switch it into this mode and then adjust it so that when it crosses a certain threshold, it will either pull the EQ down or it will push the EQ up, either way you want to go. That's what a dynamic EQ does. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and turn on, let's do EQ 1 here. And I'm going to go ahead and start pulling this down. A Q on the EQ just makes it get wider. So I'm going to make this pretty wide so we can hear it. I'm going to make it pretty big. I'm going to go ahead and switch it into dynamic mode. And immediately you can see I've got it in the down mode. You can immediately see it starting to pull the EQ down when it reaches certain parts that it's listening to. Okay, I can turn the gain down even more if I want to. Let's do that so it's a little bit more exaggerated. Okay, and hits the chorus. There you can really see it starting to pull down. Let's bypass it. Listen to the low end. The mids and the lows are a lot now. Hear that? Let me bring it back in. Hear how it got cleaner? A little brighter. We'll really be able to hear it. Let me go to the chorus. Let me leave it off and I'll turn on the chorus and I'll stop it and listen. Hear that ring? Now let's do it again with it in. Much brighter, much cleaner. So this can all be adjusted, the gain. You can say how much of it you want to come down. And maybe you don't really want all of this EQ area. You can adjust the Q and make that narrow. I would probably leave it about like it is. I'd probably leave it like this so that it really is doing the job for me. Okay? So that's what a dynamic EQ will do for your reverb. And this Neutron 2 EQ is part of the Isotope package, and it's fantastic. If you haven't checked out some of Isotope stuff, you should. It's really great stuff. So again, what you want to do is go to your reverb bus. Okay, you've got your reverb here, and right underneath the reverb, you want to put a dynamic EQ. Set the dynamic EQ to down mode and adjust the gain so it pulls out as much as you want. See what's going on here that's really cool is like in the verse here when the acoustic guitar is playing, listen, it's not doing much. It's letting that reverb pretty much be full force, and all of those lows and stuff are in there, which is fine because it sounds kind of good. It's making it sound full. Then when the other guitar parts come in, it kicks in more right there. And when we get to the chorus, it really kicks in. Okay, so let's listen to it in the mix. Nice. Now I'm going to turn it off and let's listen again. It's got a lot more mids and a lot more bass in the reverb. So personally, I like this. I like that reverb being cleaned up. And what this is going to do is it's going to make a big difference when you get a vocalist in there that's starting to sing with this. It's really going to, help to clear out the middle road where that vocal's going to sit. So that's what you want to do with your reverbs. You might want to use a dynamic EQ so that you can set that so it's, kind of laying off of some of the instruments, and then when the big ones kick in on a bus, like a guitar bus, it really starts to pull out those lows and the mids to keep that reverb clean. So that's about it for me today. I'm Jed with Jed Demlow Productions. I'm out of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out my website at jeddemlowproductions.com. And check me out on my next video. I'll be talking to you again real soon.